Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. This is Bamari. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut and sew a beautiful mermaid skirt with cut together tail. It's easy and beginners friendly. If you are interested in knowing how I made it, please stay to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. To cut this mermaid skirt, I'll be using 2 yards of Dartless material. So I'll be coming down 1 inch from the beginning of my bound paper to mark my starting line. So I'll just mark it out and rule it. Then I will mark quarter of my waist. Then I will add 1 inch for my dart and 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Then I'll be coming down from my waist by 8 inches to mark my hip measurements. At the hip, I'll be measuring quarter of the hip plus 1.5 sewing allowance. I don't need to add the dart to the hip. Then I'll just go ahead to rule it out and label my waist and my hip. So to measure our nail, my shoulder to nail is 40 inches. So I'll just go ahead to mark 40 inches for my nail. So I'll mark it out, then I'll rule it. After marking my nail, I'll go ahead to measure the full length of the skirt. So I'll be removing my shoulder to waist, which is 17 inches. Then I'll mark the full length. I want it to my full length to be around 60 inches. So I'll just go ahead to mark the 60 inches out and rule it. So now we have marked out the horizontal measurement, the waist, hip, nail, and full length. To mark where the flare of the mermaid skirt will start from, I'll be coming up by 4 inches above the nail. You can actually come up by 3 inches, but I'll be coming up by 4 inches. So I'll be marking it out, then I'll roll it. So this point will be where the flare of the mermaid skirt will start from. You can see I came up by 4 inches there. To know the measurement I'll have at the flare of the nail, I'll be saying quarter of the hip minus 1.5 inches. So I'll mark it out, then I'll just be adding 1.5 inch sewing allowance to it. After marking that out, I'll take my curve rule to connect the waist to the hip, after which I'll be connecting the hip to the flare around the knee where the flare will be starting from. Then I'll just extend it downwards to how free and wide I want the flare at the down part should be. So I marked 15 inches at the down part, so I'll go ahead to just rule it and connect it to where our flare will be starting from. You can actually make your flare wider than this, but I'm using 15 inches because I'm using 2 yards of Dartless material. At the edge of the skirt, I'll be coming up by 2 inches. Then I'll take my curve rule, I'll divide the down part into 2. Then the middle part, I'll just go ahead to mark it and curve it to the 2 inches we came up at the edge. At the center part of my waist, I'll be coming down by 0.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead to glue it to the side of my waist just like this. Then I'll go ahead to mark my darts. My nipple to nipple point, I'll be using 4 inches. And I'll mark 0.5 inches dart at both sides. Then I'll just come down by 4 inches and mark my darts. I'll just roll it out. Just watch the way I'm doing. After marking the dart out, I'll go ahead to manipulate the dart because I don't want to stitch the dart directly on my fabric. So I'll just take one leg of the dart to the side of the skirt just like this and roll it. Then I'll also take the second leg of the dart and roll it also to the side of the skirt. After that, I'll go ahead to open one leg of the dart just like this. Then I'll go ahead to close it and use my sellotape, my paper tape to tape it down. Just watch the way I'm doing it. After taping it down, then I will go ahead to cut the pattern paper. Just watch carefully the way I'm cutting it. This is how the front part of the skirt is looking. Then I'll go ahead to place it on another brown paper so to cut the back part of the skirt. Then I will go ahead to mark a zipper allowance of 1.5 inches at this side. I'll mark it all the way to where our flare length starts from. So I'll take my ruler, rule it, then from the hip to this flare length, I'll divide it into 2 and curve it this way. Just watch what I'm doing. This is so that the zipper allowance will not cause any bulkiness at the new area. After that, I'll just go ahead to extend the hip line to the zipper allowance this way. Then to eliminate any zipper bulge at the skirt area, I'll be coming in by 0.5 inch at this side. So I'll go ahead to come in by 0.5 inch and I'll roll it to the hip. After that, the 0.5 inch we came in at the zipper allowance, we have to replace it at this other side. So just replace it and connect it to the side. So this 0.5 inch that we came in at this side, to eliminate zipper bulge, we'll be cutting it off when we are cutting our pattern. After doing that, I'll be coming down at this side also by 1 inch. This is also to make your zip look firm at the back, but it's optional. You can come down by 0.5, it's okay, but I'll be coming down by 1 inch. Then I'll connect it to the side of my skirt. So this part also, I'll be cutting it off when I'm cutting my pattern. To know the extra length we're going to add to our mermaid skirt, I'll be measuring the full length of the skirt, which is around 43.5. Then the full length of the pattern is 53. So I'll just go ahead to rule a straight line at this side. Then I'll be coming out after the line by 8 inches. So I'll take the 8 inches I came out and connect it to where the flay of my mermaid skirt would start from. There is no limit to how free and wide your mermaid skirt can be. This is because of I'm using a 2 yards Dartless material. So if you have more yards of fabric, make your flay as wide as you want it. Then at the down part, I'll go ahead to measure what I have there. Then I'll divide it into 2. Then from that middle part, I'll go ahead to just curve it all the way to the center part of the length of the down part. I hope you get what I mean. Then you just connect it together like this. This is how the front and back pattern is looking like. So just go ahead to cut it out now. Just watch carefully the way I am cutting it out. Now that I am done cutting all the sides, do you remember the 1 inch we came down at the back of the waist? So I'll go ahead to cut it out also, just like this. This is how the pattern is looking when we are done cutting it. And sorry if I didn't mention, this skirt is actually attached to a corset. That is why we won't be hemming the upper part of the skirt. So you can see how the pattern is when it is separated. So I'll go ahead to place it on our fabric now. Transition. So I have gone ahead to pin the patterns on the fabric. You can see this is a 2 yard fabric, so I just folded it into 2 and I placed the pattern on it. So I'll just go ahead to cut it out. Just watch carefully the way I'm cutting it out. I believe if you have watched to this point of this video, you have actually gained something from this video. Please like and subscribe. Please comment if you can. Thank you. When I was cutting my fabric, I discovered that I had excess fabric at the down part of the train. So I just added an extension to the train at the down part. Then I continued cutting. This is how the pattern is looking and the fabric when I was done cutting it. So now we'll go ahead to join the back. This is the back part of the skirt. So I'll go ahead to join the back parts together. I'll be leaving 8 inches from the waist. I'll leave 8 inches from the waist for the zipper allowance. You know, I left 1.5 inches for zipper allowance. So I'll just close it all the way down. This is, so you can see how it is. So I folded it on each other now. So I'm going to go ahead to join it from the waist. I came down by 9 inches for the zip. Then from there, you know, my zipper allowance is 1.5. I'll just sew it all the way, closing it to the end. So I'll go ahead to close it, join it together and show you how it looks. So this is the skirt. I'm going ahead to join it together. You can see, but I didn't join the zipper part. So you can see I've joined it together. So after joining, this is how it is looking like. I've joined it. So this upper part, this part for my zip, I'll be aiming this upper part a bit. Then I'll be attaching my zip to it. So at this upper part, I'll go ahead to attach my zip. But before I attach my zip, I'll aim this side. Like I'll come ahead, I'll aim it by 4 inch. So I'll aim it by 4 inch. So I'll just notch this 4 inch. I'll aim it by 4 inch. I'll do the same thing to the other side. Then I'll be because this skirt is going to be attached to a corset. Then I'll add my zip and show you how it looks like. After hemming the upper part, you can see how the upper part looks like. You can see how it is. Then the other side will be attached to a corset, to an invisible corset. You can see the inside of the zip, how it looks. So after doing this, the next thing for us to do is we'll be placing the front piece of our skirt on the back piece to shape the sides. This is how beautiful the skirt is looking after I've shaped the side, and I've also hemmed the down part of the skirt. So the next thing for us to do is to attach it to our corset. To attach the skirt to the corset, the first thing you do is you must align the side of the skirt to the side of the corset. This step is very important. You must align the side seam to the side of the corset. It must match each other. Then you pin it down so that it doesn't move. Then the next thing I'll do is I'll be coming by the center because I want a V shape. I'll be coming down by 3 inches. You can actually come down by 4. And I'll measure what I have at the side. Must be the same thing I have at the other side also. Then I'll go ahead to just chuck it down on my fabric. Then I'll go ahead to cut it. I'm cutting it slowly, step by step. You should not be in a rush to do this process, unless you would make mistake. I know mistakes like this are not really reversible. So I'll be cutting it carefully, and I'll be checking it as I'm cutting it to ensure that I don't make mistake. Then I'll go ahead to, when I'm comfortable with what I have, I'll go ahead to cut it gently. So this is how the skirt looks like when I was done cutting it. You can come down as much as you want, but I love my V shape like this. So the next thing I'll do, I'll just go ahead to pin it down. I'll take my needle and thread of the same color. You can use invisible thread if you want. Then I'll go ahead to tack it down. This attaching of skirts to a corset tutorial is actually a bonus tutorial. So I'll be making a separate video, a detailed video on the tacking technique I used to attach the skirt to the corset. So please subscribe so you can get notification when the video is up on my channel. And if you don't want to use this tacking technique, you can do our old school, though it's still recent method of using your sewing machine to attach the skirt to the corset. But I actually prefer this method actually because it's neat and it makes me see what I'm doing directly on my mannequin.
This is how it is looking after I've tacked it. You can also see the back part also. So this place aligns with the side.
My mannequin hip is actually big, so that's why it couldn't zip up. But this is how neat our mermaid skirt was attached to the corset. A very detailed tutorial on how I made the transparent corset would also be up on the channel. The materials I used, the cutting, drafting of the transparent corset, the step-by-step sewing process. So you don't want to miss these tutorials. You can see how beautiful the mermaid gown looks. Just look at it. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Please like, subscribe, comment and share to see more helpful tutorials like this. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.